Hey everybody. I'm going to attempt to review the Johnny Marr show I went to last night. It was phenomenal. First thing I'll say was that I blew my chance to meet Johnny Marr and talk to him. I got to shake his hand and say hi. But I went to the club early and I should have stayed because some people did get to meet him and talk to him. I just got to have a brief encounter with him at the end of the show. I really wanted to get a picture taken, and I kind of, I didn't count on it, but sometimes that's why I don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch, that one. And this was one where I was kind of thinking, oh yeah, I can meet Johnny Marr, and I didn't, So, I was doing it, I was thinking about it in the way that I usually don't. So, again, I'll pay attention to what I know works, which has a lot to do with why I take the stance that I do with certain input that people give me. It's just like, no, somebody else. Anyway, I went to see Johnny Marr last night here in Omaha, Nebraska at the Waiting Room. Great club. The opening band was these two young ladies named Alamar. They didn't have any vinyl. When it comes out, I'm going to get it. They were excellent. They were excellent. People were saying things like somewhere like maybe the Cocteau Twins. Someone even said Concrete Blonde. Nothing came to mind to compare them to except that they had good songs. And the bass players, two women. And I spoke to the bass player afterwards because she was very good. And I was at the show with a group of friends, one of them being my old bass player, Bill Eustace. And Bill's a very good bass player too, and we both noticed. And really enjoyed their set immensely. But Johnny Marr was brilliant. I'm going to put on the title track because I really like these songs. The Messenger, the title track on this is great. Let me just try to get my thoughts together as I do this. Really was a brilliant show, and the way it started was kind of interesting. It's a good song. This is a good song. His guitar sound was just fantastic. That was the treat. Well, there was several treats. And just good songs. Johnny knows how to write. I like the way that they started their set because all of a sudden the lights went out like there was a blackout, like the power went out. Except you could see that the lights on the amps were still on. And it worked because just for a second I was like, what? Did the power? That's not good. Did the breaker go? And then you see, and then someone nudged me, Dereck, look, because I'm slow and stupid as like anybody else about some things. And then they jumped on stage and Johnny was he was really into it. He really enjoyed, two things I noticed. He really enjoys playing the guitar. He is not done playing that guitar. He likes to play the guitar. He likes the stage. He likes these songs. He likes his band. It was fantastic. And the Smiths songs that he played when they played "There Is a Light," he dedicated it to Conor Oberst. It brought tears. I tried not to cry. It brought a tear. It was fantastic, and his vocals were decent. I want to make a comment about Morrissey that will probably cause some consternation, but the Smiths were a band. It wasn't Morrissey alone that made the Smiths fantastic. It was the music the words and their presence. Johnny Marr was responsible for most of that amazing music. And last night, again, he showed how important that music is. His vocals were decent on when he sang Big Mouth. He did several Smith songs, you know, and they surprised us with How Soon Is Now for the encore. It was glorious. It was glorious. But what I wanted to say about Morrissey is, as much as I love Morrissey, and Morrissey is a smart man, I think Morrissey's problems with his health is karma. I do. Morrissey may be smart, but he's also a little, got his nose up his own ass a little bit. Now, here's an example where I don't know, I'm not criticizing Morrissey. I'm making an observation. It appears to me that, you know, he's drawn a line in the sand about a lot of things, and he has some real definite stances about a lot of things, and there's a certain amount of bile and vitriol in some of those stances. Only an idiot, and I'll say it very strongly, only an idiot is stupid enough to think that they can direct hate and vitriol out and not have it come back at you. You're a fool if you don't know that. That's why I'm not bothered with dicks and assholes, because I know that you dicks and assholes are suffering from your own misguided behavior. So that's what I think is going on with Morrissey, you know. And the reason why I kept thinking it was because how good Johnny looked, how strong the music was, how impeccable his guitar playing was, and how important that music is to those words. So, all respect to Morrissey, but Johnny Marr is a brilliant guitar player. I'm going to start this side over again. The other thing I noticed about Johnny is his technique is just, he is a guitar player to study. His technique is brilliant. Not a duff not a duff note the entire night. Exactly where his fingers went is what we heard. I've seen a lot of guitar players. I've seen a lot of good guitar players. But the other guitar player that comes to mind with that amount of precision that I've seen live is Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues. And I've seen John McLaughlin and Jeff Beck and all those guys. But what I'm talking about is something about their technique that I can't explain too well, that maybe you won't understand if you don't play guitar. But Johnny Marr's technique is amazing, and he played several guitar solos last night, and he's a whammy bar king. He's a whammy bar king, and he did something with the strings behind the capo I've never seen a guitar player do before. Not that it's not been done before. I had never seen it done before. I was thoroughly impressed. If I remember, I'll put a picture at the end here that Tim Guthrie took at the show, and it shows me smiling while Johnny's playing in the background. I look like a complete idiot because I was in ecstasy. You know, I don't feel old inside, but being at the show and looking at the pictures and seeing all the kids around me and stuff, yeah, I'm old, you know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what, the music makes me feel eternal. I was listening to that music and it was like I was 20 years old. I also bought the single. I didn't buy the autograph stuff because I was really wanting to meet him and wanting to get his autograph. I didn't get it. But the other thing is, now I make records, so I know how much they cost to make. And he has a record company behind him, and they're making thousands. But they were selling the album for 25 bucks, and they were selling the autographed albums for 40 bucks. They're making bank. The bigger the amount, the lower the overhead cost, okay? So, in a sense, it made me think to myself, I really have no reason to feel bad about me with my poor ass barely making it from day to day, selling my album for 20 bucks. You know, he's selling an album that he could sell for 10 bucks and make money. He's selling it for 25, okay? Just thought I'd make that point. Not that it will be a point taken, but I just wanted to throw it out there. It was well attended, well attended. I loved it when Johnny Marr dedicated There Is a Light That Never Goes Out to Connor Oberst. That just, you know, Connor wasn't there, he's out of town, but I don't know, that touched me. I thought that was cool. Johnny fucking Marr, they had a t-shirt for sale that said Johnny fucking Marr, you know. I don't buy t-shirts, but I agree with that sentiment. Johnny Marr. Then he played they played 2 electronic songs. They, you know, getting away with it. Really sounded great. He enjoyed playing for the audience. He enjoyed playing his guitar. It still means something to him. The music is still alive. Still alive. I heard the bass player of Alomar comment on stage while they were playing as the club was filling up. Oh, so many people, you know. Yeah, you know, music still matters in Omaha. I don't know where it's written, but supposedly Nebraska or Omaha is ranked number 2 in the nation for music, according to someone. I think that's correct in many ways because music still matters to a lot of people in Omaha. And those people many of those people were at the show last night early, listening, because throughout most of the Alomar set, there's you know, but then as they get towards the end of their set, and the songs are good, they played a quiet song, and some of us, I'll claim to be one of us, we leaned in. Some of us started closing our eyes because it was so good, and thankfully the volume came down just for a few seconds, you know. But it's like music still matters here in Omaha to a lot of people. It's not just this social club. That's fine that it's a social club, but music is alive and important to a lot of us. And I like knowing that someone thinks that Omaha is number 2 in the nation behind Austin for music. I'll take direct credit for that. I know I'm one among thousands, but I know they're talking about me, among others. That feels good, I know. For anyone that may have wonder, you know, that this is all, you know, patting oneself on the back and maybe this isn't cool and stuff, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. This is what I have to say to you. I'm going to die. So why not enjoy this? Just, for me, the joy isn't in getting paid. I'm broke. I don't give a shit. The joy is in the moment of experiencing it, and there's also joy in sharing it and talking about it, telling it to people and having people tell their story. So that's why I continue to shamelessly be who I am, operate how I operate, because I'm not letting anybody tell me that you know better than I do how to live. You know, if you're so fucking smart, you do it yourself. I keep doing this in my videos because people constantly come at me like somehow they have something to say about my life, and you don't. You don't. And I need to put that out there for those that need that message. For the rest of you, and there's so many of you, friends and just friendly people, thank you for the friendship and the friendly, kind words. We need kind words. Everyone needs more kindness. I need kindness. I need as much of it as I can get. I need as much love as I can get. You need as much love as you can get. We don't need hate and criticism. You know, we need help. When criticism is helpful, that's cool, but just criticism and negative vibes, I don't need it. I do not need it. I do not need it. So thank you, folks. Thank you, friends and family. Thank you, folks that know that what we need is to spread love. Somehow, that's what we need to do. Thank you for being part of the solution, if indeed that's who you are.